John Cena said he will be at WrestleMania 36 this year in Tampa, and it was announced on WWE Backstage tonight that Cena will actually be on the Smackdown show. Cena is going to be appearing on Smackdown, so you can expect a larger than normal rating for that. And in other WrestleMania news, for WrestleMania 37 at Los Angeles at their new stadium where the Rams and Chargers are going to play, Roman Reigns said at a press event today that he ideally would like to wrestle The Rock at WrestleMania 37 in LA. We know WWE announced the signing of The Rock's daughter this week, so obviously they want to stay on The Rock's good side. That could be a possibility. Apparently this stadium will hold more than 100,000, and of course The Rock is one of the few people today that could actually sell out arenas for WWE, no matter how big, including 100,000 arenas. So anything is possible. Ring of Honor, on the other hand, I just want to say one thing. I've noticed a lot on social media of them bragging about a supposed sellout for their free event last weekend. I think it was called Free Enterprise. It also featured a lot of NWA wrestlers like Nick Aldis. They can say the tickets were sold out, but I've seen pictures and the upper decks were not full, so maybe people ordered the free tickets and decided not to come, but it did not look full. I saw the arena plan. They were only using half the arena, so good luck to all the Ring of Honor guys, but it's going to be interesting next time they go back to Baltimore and actually have to charge tickets or go to other towns that hear about them doing a free show. If the fans are going to want to pay the price for the tickets, and they've had issues. I did notice the last Ring of Honor show in Philadelphia, according to reports, had a low number. So I also noticed that MLW was recently in Philadelphia at the same arena, ECW Arena, and actually sold out the arena. So MLW is doing great right now. They're growing. Also, apparently, Dr. Luther on AEW Dark tonight referred to himself as the Death Dealer. I was told by Johnny North about this at my Devin Hannibal Twitter. And by the way, I did post a picture from that Ring of Honor free show on the weekend that clearly shows the second level of the bleachers was not full for their free show, but someone tweeted that to me, and I looked it up. AEW Dark at about the, I think, 24-minute mark-ish. Dr. Luther, who I'm actually happy has a job for AEW, he's very deserving of a job, referred to himself as the Death Dealer, which is, of course, back when Hannibal was still an active wrestler, which I'm not anymore. I actually had my last match, coincidentally, against Ring of Honor current world champion PCO in May of 2018, and I beat him that night. So if you're going to use the Death Dealer, well, I'm surprised that you want to call yourself a name that I was known for. Billy Graham gave me that name from painting, from one of his favorite paintings. A lot of people also said that the look idea that Billy Graham also came up with for me, similar Alice Cooper with the spikes that you can see me use in my 2014 AJ Styles match where I pinned AJ Styles twice in one night. A lot of people think Jericho adapted that look for his New Japan look, so I'll have to take that as compliments. Someone asked me yesterday, they also tipped me $2 and asked me if I've seen Becky Lynch in the 2K20 WWE promo video, and I actually went and watched it. And yes, this person is correct. They had Hogan, Austin, John Cena, I believe, Ric Flair, all putting Becky Lynch over in that commercial. So you're correct. She also had the match before the Royal Rumble. They're definitely trying to make her into a massive star. That's a lot of effort. Billy Rock, what do I think about Simone Johnson joining the WWE? She's the daughter of possibly the most famous person in the world. How could that be a bad thing? Orlo Myers Sid, is Ring of Honor and NWA working together again? Yes, apparently they are. This Marty Squirrel guy, who now is the booker for Ring of Honor, apparently he comes up with the booking ideas, according to Dave Meltzer. And then Delirious, the old booker, formats them for TV. He's part of NWA. He's wrestling for NWA. So they're connecting that back again. And I've heard that they would also like to connect a little bit with AEW, but that might be difficult. I did hear Cody Rhodes say, as I mentioned earlier today, he did an interview with Dave Meltzer. I listened to the whole thing. What I got from it is he does seem to be doing a good job, but AEW is not going to do any joint shows with New Japan. There's still some issues, but there could be an exchange relationship with New Japan in the future. AEW is coming to Manchester and London this year. They'd like to do a UK or European tour. He also likes Germany. The new show that's going to be on TNT will not be dark. It will be more of a show to focus on younger talent. Also, according to Rhodes, those are the main things I took away from that. He's doing a lot of producing work for AEW. He also mentioned that when he choreographs his matches, I guess, and he says that what I understand is he actually works on his matches in the days before the Dynamite taping so he can focus on his other AEW duties at the Dynamite taping. I believe he said he went over his match with Dustin Rhodes a couple days before they actually had it this year, similar to, I guess, how Macho Man Randy Savage had choreographed his great match with Ricky Steamboat. So there we go. The last of the Mohicans says Shayna Vampire Blaster. I have not seen that yet. I understand it was fake blood. I don't know if she's a real vampire or not. I consider myself a real vampire, but I have nothing against that. Trevor Ryan says The Rock's daughter is going into wrestling. Why wouldn't she just do movies? Seemed like she would have a legit foot in the door with her dad. Well, if wrestling fails, that's why some people were like, oh, she could be like Jimmy Snuka's daughter. No, I don't think so. This girl could go into movies if it doesn't go well in WWE. But wrestling, I would say, is easier than acting in many ways, especially if you're a fourth-generation wrestler. Because for one thing, I actually stopped going to acting auditions because you've got to memorize a lot of dialogue. Whereas in wrestling, you could get over without a lot of dialogue. Now in WWE, you do have to memorize a lot of dialogue too, but you don't necessarily need it to get over, especially if you're The Rock's daughter. So she could probably become a bigger star faster in WWE and then branch out into Hollywood, but who knows? I don't know, other than it's a good thing. It will create more interest in wrestling, and I'm doing wrestling news now, among other things. So it's good for me if people are interested in the business. Mac Gruber says The Rock's daughter could be the WWE champ. Well, I hope the women's champion, because this crossover with females winning men's titles doesn't seem to be working out too well for other companies. We don't even hear anything about these certain other companies anymore. I heard, who was it? Cody Rhodes. I believe it was Cody Rhodes on this podcast would refer to Impact Wrestling. They still have some good talents there, which that's a good way of saying one thing positive. There are some good talents. The booking's horrible. Unfortunately, it's turned off practically everyone, but they have guys like Rob Van Dam on the roster, Sami Callihan and Tessa Blanchard on the roster. So they definitely still have some good talent. Why you wouldn't make Rob Van Dam your world champion or Ken Shamrock your world champion is beyond me, and just have a great women's division. But no. You want to make a female beat all the males on your roster, 124-pound female, when you have the world's most dangerous man, legitimate UFC Hall of Famer on your roster. Jeff Boyvitz says, what happened to the NXT giant, the basketball player that dominated 3 guys too long ago? Don't know. Maybe someone can answer that in the comments. By the way, someone asked me the other day on here, when are you going to interview Daniel Benoit? I'm going to do a Skype interview with him on Friday. I will also be doing a Skype interview with Adrian Adonis's daughter soon, who wants to clear up a few things with me. And someone commented on MVP. Apparently, they were originally going to bring him back as a producer, but now he seems to have been doing well on air, so they might be using him as more of a talent. Time will tell. I actually knew MVP a little bit when I was in Deep South Wrestling, and he was also there and got along with him. Never had a bad interaction with him. So I wish him the best. See you guys later. Oh, sounds like some legit interviews. Trevor Ryan says thank you. Also have the Barbarian coming up this month. There will be some sort of short one. Well, not shorter, maybe 20-minute one with Haku, another one with Too Cold Scorpio. Hopefully we'll get something with Lufisto. And then there's tons coming up in March. Another Superstar Billy Graham interview. Very possibly another Shane Douglas one. Mike McGurk, who's representing us at WrestleCon, is going to do one with us. Well, she's down there in early April. Billy Jack Haynes, who, by the way, there's a lot going on with him that I'm not going to get into in this update, but maybe another day. So I'm checking out here Devin Hannibal on Twitter, the Hannibal TV on Instagram and Twitter as well, and subscribe to this channel so you get all the news, updates, shoot interview clips, and Great North Wrestling and other federations affiliated with me match videos like the fantastic Blood Hunter versus Sabu PCW Ultra match that's posted on here right now.